Gandhi and the Freedom Movement. M.K. Gandhi. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was born in Porbandar, Gujarat, on 2nd of October 1869. At the age of 19, he went to England to study law and later practiced successfully as a lawyer in South Africa. During those days, the South African government was following a policy called apartheid. Gandhiji saw the worst condition of the blacks and the Indians. They were ill-treated and humiliated by the whites. He protested against it through satyagraha, which means non-violence. His efforts forced the South African government to agree on several important demands. After returning to India in 1915, Gandhiji traveled to various parts of the country. He saw that people were poor and the social evils like the caste system kept the people divided and backward. He felt that to unite the Indians, these social evils had to be removed. He started working towards it. He also asked people to protest against unjust laws made by the British government. Satyagraha. In 1919, the British imposed new laws called the Rowlatt Act. Under this law, the British government could arrest people without a trial. Gandhiji started the Satyagraha movement against this unjust law and asked people to protest against this. Peace marches and protests were held all over the country and the protesters were often brutally beaten. Under his guidance, the whole country joined the Satyagraha movement. Jallianwala Bagh Massacre. On 13th of April 1919, about 10,000 Indians gathered at Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar for a peaceful public meeting. General Dyer came and ordered his troops to open fire at the people. The soldiers locked the only exit from the park so that the people could not escape. They fired for 10 minutes at an armed crowd. Thousands were killed. This incident shocked the entire country. All Indian leaders strongly protested against this cruel act. The Non-Cooperation Movement. Shocked by the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, Gandhiji started the Non-Cooperation Movement in 1920. He asked people to disobey the British laws and not to cooperate with them. Gandhiji's method was based on non-violence, thus, all the protests were carried out in a peaceful manner. In 1922, the people participating in non-cooperation movement in Chauri Chaura, in Uttar Pradesh, became violent. They set fire to a police station, killing 22 policemen. Gandhiji considered this as a failure of the movement and called off the movement. The important leaders of this movement were Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Sarojini Naidu, Chittaranjan Das, Maulana Azad, Rajendra Prasad, Motilal Nehru, and Jawaharlal Nehru. Simon Commission. The British government was now alarmed that the freedom movement was growing stronger. They sent a 7-member team called the Simon Commission to study the situation in India. There was no Indian in the commission. The Indian National Congress decided to boycott the commission. The commission visited India in 1928 and was greeted with the slogan "Simon Go Back." Civil Disobedience Movement. In December 1929, the National Congress demanded Purna Swaraj, complete independence. The civil disobedience movement began under the leadership of Gandhiji. Gandhiji led the civil disobedience movement against the British in 1930. Gandhiji started the movement by breaking the unjust salt law. He walked up to the sea coast at Dundee near Surat and broke the law by making and collecting salt. Thousands of men and women, all over the country, took active part in this movement. This journey of Gandhiji was called Dundee March. The Dundee March proved very important as it resulted in success of civil disobedience movement. The Quit India movement. Finally, in 1942, Congress under Gandhiji launched the Quit India movement. He gave the final call to people to do or die, meaning a fight to the finish for freedom. Within a few hours of his declaration, thousands of Congress leaders were arrested. It was followed by lakhs of people that surprised the British. By promising immediate freedom, This movement captured the imagination of Indians nationwide. The Indian National Army. Subhash Chandra Bose was elected as the President of the Indian National Congress twice. He was lovingly called as Netaji. He believed that independence could only be achieved by fighting the British. He formed the Azad Hind Fauj, the Indian National Army. He gave us the slogan Jai Hind. To gather international support for his efforts, Netaji escaped from India. He travelled through Afghanistan to Germany and then to Japan. The Azad Hind Fauj fought the British forces bravely in northeast India and later in Burma. But the Azad Hind Fauj was forced to surrender to the British. India becomes free. By the time World War II ended in 1945, the British realized that they could no longer keep the Indians under their control. They agreed to move out of India and started discussion with the Congress and the Muslim League. The divide and rule policy of the British was successful in dividing Hindus and Muslims. The Muslim League under the leadership of Muhammad Ali Jinnah demanded a separate nation. Gandhiji was against the division of India. On 15th of August 1947, India became a free country. However, India was divided into two countries, India and Pakistan. Dr. Rajendra Prasad and P.T. Jawaharlal Nehru were elected the first president and first prime minister of independent India. With this, began a new era in the history of India. Now, we have completed more than 68 years of freedom. We must respect our country and the freedom fight.